So we're gonna now start with well, kind of an interview, but it's very flexible. So just Alex, to Alex, and first, we want to introduce.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why we're doing this. So I'm Alex. I'm a non-binary, pansexual, very romantic person who was born in a family of Jehovah's Witnesses, which was very strict and very concluded. And I use they them pronouns, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about my experience. The religion is very tied in with my gender identity. You're going to hear why. And I'm going to maybe explain to you what my identity means. So pansexual for me means that I don't look at gender or sex to a person when I meet them and want to have a relationship with them sexually. But I'm demi-romantic, so romantically it means that I need a really deep connection with someone to be romantically in a relationship with them. So it's two different things for me. And also being a non-binary for me personally means that I'm not, there's a spectrum, male and female are on the opposite ends, and I'm just like in the middle or completely outside of the spectrum. I'm just me, I don't identify as anything. I'm just there, I'm just Alex, and I'm just like in the middle or outside of it completely. So that's like what non-binary for me personally means. Okay?
And what was like for you to be raised as a Jehovah Witness, and what were some gender roles inside this community for you?
So when you're Jehovah's Witness, you basically have really, really strict rules. There are just so many strict rules that people outside of the community don't know. So in their congregation, which is their church, you have certain rules, like, it doesn't seem so, but they're really pronounced when you're inside the community. So women can go out and build the houses with the community for their congregations or houses for their members. But inside so it seems like it's okay, there are no gender roles. But inside the congregation, you can't have a speech, you can't hold a speech, you can't help out with, I don't know, bringing a microphone and things like this, so I don't go too into it. It's kind of different than church. If one of the most pronounced ones are, if there's like praying in the congregation, always just men do it. And if you're at home and you're praying, if there is no man, women can do it freely. But if there is a man and he can't or doesn't want to like pray, she has to cover her head with some kind of scarf or something. And it's stupid because it's just really weird gender roles. There's also like strict rules on how you dress, so nothing too revealing, nothing too tight, which is okay, but it's also in your personal life. You can't have any piercings, tattoos, you can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't have sex, you can't masturbate, you can't you can't listen to music, you can't have friends that aren't in the congregation, you can't date anyone outside the congregation or marry. Once you marry, once you're interested in someone in the congregation, the dating is very strict, it has to be monitored, and it has to, from the start, be a lead up to marriage. So you really don't have the time to meet the person. And you really, through all these different rules, you don't have your own identity. You can't explore your identity, you can't, critical thinking is very pushed down as well. So you have these like different rules that don't seem like it will influence your gender identity or identity as a person, but it does. Because you stop thinking for yourself, you're just thinking about these roles and ideas, and also you can't get out of the marriage. There are like things, only reason you can get out of the marriage if you divorce, you can divorce only if you can prove by two or more people that your partner cheated on you. So there were examples where a man would hit his woman, like his wife, he would really like critical stage once she was in the hospital, but still she couldn't move away from him or divorce him. So she had to live with that man like that. And it's really strong gender roles where a man, it is said, because they see the Bible really strictly, it's always like a woman has to be loyal to his husband, a woman has to be under his husband. They literally use that kind of terms and ideas and way of wording, and it's really hard because you have a certain dress code you have to follow inside and outside the congregation. You have men must wear suits, women must wear skirts and dresses. And Even though outside the congregation, outside the meetings and the service, you can dress like whatever you want, but it comes to that point where women just go out in skirts and dresses all day long, every day. And I'm going off the questions a bit, we're gonna see. This is just like a skeleton, so we know where we're going. But I had like an example where in my congregation there were a lot of older women, and a lot of them were unmarried. And one of them was unmarried, and she was like young, she was maybe 20, 30 years old when I was a kid. But she was always dressing really old-fashioned, like really, really not at all suitable to her age. And I thought it was just her idea, like her style. But when she got married inside the congregation, she started dressing up really nicely, like she really took her body shape, really, and not anything like me, like slutty, like not God would frown upon, like boobs out or anything. It was just her finally expressing herself and showing her body and she was much happier. And then I realized she probably felt like someone, like the members would say, oh, she's trying to get attention from other men, and that would be frowned upon. And even if you have like certain style, like if you wear like a bow tie or suspenders, if you're a woman, or you wear too high heels or too much makeup or too much jewelry, another member of the congregation could go to the elder, like the main ones, they're like priests, but not really, and tell them, oh, this bothers me, and then they talk to you to stop doing that. So it's completely, really just like gender role, and your gender identity and expression is really tight.
Are we able to ask questions?
Yeah. I think it's okay.
I'm just wondering two things. First of all, these communities are small, alright? You are from Dubrovnik, and I suppose there are not many people from that religion.
Yeah.
And what if you're like, you are a girl, and there are like three guys at a similar age in your village, and what now? You have like to choose between the three guys.
Basically, if you're not gonna move somewhere, basically yes. Because and even when you get married, they have talks with you on how your sex should be like.
Oh my God.
It's really, really tight. It's really like tightened and gendered and just really hard.
And I have just one other question. Like, okay, sometimes it's happened that in a household there is no male because someone dies, right?
Yeah.
And you can't pray without him, or
You can. If he's gone, you can pray normally. But if there is a man, even a baby man, at the table, you have to cover your head to pray. It's stupid, you know?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna continue now with the...
But just one more question. Is there any type of sexual education when you are a
Oh,
teenager?
no.
So no.
It's very standard. No, like what you hear in school, there are like manuals for teenagers, and it's also very like abstinence, no masturbating, no porn. Like some of the rules, like no smoking, too much drinking is alright. Not completely drinking, but too much drinking, that's alright. I get the idea. It's bad for you. But there are like no tattoos, no piercings, no band shirts, no club shirts. Like you can, it seems like you can enjoy your life freely because, like, yeah, sure, you can play football, you can like love that certain team, but you can't really express it too much. It's kind of like always like in one beige color.
Yeah. And how do you think this affected, like this religion affected your identity and your expression as well?
I think it just affected me a lot. I mean, I know because here's the thing. Because gender identity and gender expression are two different things. So I had trouble with myself because I didn't understand. We didn't have this language back then. I mean, I'm only 23, but only now our generation is talking about it. And I just didn't know with myself what's going on. I would have like, one day I was okay with wearing the dress, then another day I wanted to wear military pants and combat boots. Another day I would come in like a clown suit at school. It was really different for me because I felt with my gender expression very hard. It was very hard for me to understand what's actually going on. Is it alright for me to have so many styles and mix them up and show up at school like that? And of course, you have to wear a dress and a skirt at the congregation, at the meeting, but some days you just don't feel like you can. I got so much dysphoria around it because I was just like, I cannot wear a bra and a skirt, even though it's not a big deal, because you're forced to do it that particular day. You don't feel, it's very hard for you because you really want to break free, but no one is letting you. So it's very hard, it's very confusing. People are just, and obviously my parents didn't understand that, and it was very hard about it.
Well, that was actually my question. How
Yeah.
did you break free? Are you talking to
So
your
here's the
parents?
big deal.
Did
So
they,
let's
like,
yeah, so I
just-
have to put this out. So my parents broke a lot of rules. My parents were very liberal. They still are. I love my parents.
Inside the
Yeah,
community.
inside the community, even though they were like the ones that were in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and then later it all split up. Not only my dad now is there. The thing is, they were very liberal and they allowed me a lot of things. So I can't, like, they were the ones that actually helped me, because they could have been a lot stricter. Because me and my sisters, here's the funny part, none of us are straight. Not me girls, none of us are straight.
Such an irony.
It's so ironic. But they actually allowed us a lot. They knew some stuff and they allowed me to wear combat boots and rocker shirts, and they were conflicted, but they allowed me through the childhood a lot. And I was always like that. I was playing with the boys and with the girls. I was playing house, but also football. It was always all around the place. But they were really good because they really allowed me a lot. And today they really support me in what I do, even if they don't agree with it.
But were they judged from the
Yes.
community?
Especially because Dubrovnik has a small community. So especially because of that, it's very tight, very small. So it was hard for them, I imagine, because you have these 3 daughters that are like really wild and each is in her own world, and here you are having to fight with really, because if a man, that was the thing, my dad, my sister and my mother got expelled. They baptized because they baptized later, and they got expelled, so they were removed from the community. My sister wanted it on her own, and then later that turned out into my dad being judged for that, because as a father, as the head of the family, how they said, you have to keep your family in check. Even though if the kid doesn't want to go to the congregation or door to door, you have to make them because it's good for them. It's one of those things.
No matter that mean, like, whatever you have to do, you just have to do.
Yeah, it has to be like that. I used to, like, sometimes I would hide outside with my friends, like completely go somewhere else because I didn't want to go to the congregation. If my dad doesn't see me at home, he doesn't see me on the street, I don't have to go. Because that particular day I just didn't feel like wearing a dress. Just a question, how much, what is our limit, complete limit, when we have to start the next?
It's okay.
Because right now it's one. So
I don't know it.
Okay. What is the next question?
In what ways you explore your gender identity? Because before you knew what was more common, and in that moment you didn't know. Like in what ways? In what ways you explore your gender identity?
It was very hard, but the dipping point where, because like I said, I wore a lot of different clothes. We can show the pictures now. So feel free to laugh. So this is me as a kid. You don't have to zoom them out, I think they're okay. I love this outfit because it was like the most gender neutral. I didn't know it at the time, but I loved it because there's a pants, there's a skirt, there's a shirt. It was really awesome for me because it was just like, am I girl or not? It's great. So second picture. I loved clothes so much that I would just like literally roll in them because I love fashion, I love clothing, I loved like dressing up completely different ways and styles. I still do, you're gonna see soon. So that was just like one moment where I was just like in the picture, just took it. Okay, next one. You don't have to zoom them in anymore. Obviously, I was always a diva. I always loved makeup, and that's like a big deal I'm gonna talk about later. When people ask me, like, even though I'm non-binary, I still love makeup. I still put on makeup, and I just always loved it. Okay, next one. And this is like the picture of me in primary school. And that's the point where you could see the most how uncomfortable with my body I was, because I matured really early. You can switch to the next picture as well. You can, and the next one, okay, yeah. I mean, don't ask. That's our football team in Zagreb, and I really loved it for some reason at the time. And I just didn't know what my gender identity was and what fashion was at the time. I was just like trying to pass as a guy for some reason. And then some other days I would just dress in wear a skirt, and everyone's confused. Okay, next one. And this is when I came out to myself and to the world through YouTube. When I came out firstly as gender fluid because I thought, that's a big deal, because I thought my gender expression had to do the thing with my gender. So, and then later I figured out, okay, just because I dress, I have different gender expression, I express in many ways, doesn't mean I feel like I should, like my gender changes. So that was like the first. And I was really happy, I was really proud because I finally felt like I belonged somewhere. Okay, the next one. Yeah, so this is like another day, like the same haircut, same everything. I would just like wear whatever, like a cute dress or anything else. I stole the dress from my mom. She was mad. Okay, next one, yeah. And then I would like mix and match. I still love to do. I was at prom with friends. I would just like a skirt, but with a button up, with a vest, with a top hat. I was wearing this all summer long, no matter the heat. Next one. And then this me these days, just whatever falls under my hand, obviously. Today I just wear, I just don't care. I was going to a drag show at that one, and it was just really fun. Okay, next one. And yeah, this was from last year's party from Pride. I love to wear suits, and I love to wear button-ups. I have vests and everything. I love to mix and match with identity and how I dress and expression. I think one more, or no? That's it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So basically, it's one of those things. Expression is very different. So at first, I thought my identity was my expression, but it isn't, because I don't change my gender identity. Like I don't fluctuate with that. I just fluctuate with my expression.
Like, when was the first time you realized about your gender identity, and how did you do it with your family?
Oh yeah, I first realized and found out about gender identity and stuff through Ash Cardell on YouTube. If anyone knows her, if you don't know them, you have to look them up. They have like an entire book about it. They have entire videos about genders and different sexualities and stuff. And that was my first time I actually came across anything about gender. And I felt like, oh my God, this is me. This is actually how I feel. I don't know why I'm getting teared up right now. This is how I feel. I finally felt like I wasn't crazy, because I got so much stigma through high school and through home and everything, why I dress so different types of ways and how I feel, because I never felt completely a man, completely a woman, and it was just very revelating to me. And my family found out through my Facebook and through my YouTube channel, because I never actually told them. So my mom for some time thought I was trans. I was like, yeah, you could say, but not really. This is just, and she was like, yeah, whatever, I just don't care, you just be happy. She was completely fine with it. So, and today they kind of are struggling with my name, because I changed my name legally. But it's more of the, we just see each other on a daily basis kind of thing. We see each other once a year, so they can't get used to it that much. But they're really, really supportive through all my different stuff and everything.
What are some stigmas and problems like you go through because of being non-binary?
So the most problem is that you get so many stigmas outside of the community, LGBT community, and then you have some inside the community, and that's the ones that hurt the most, because you don't expect that inside the community. Even outside and inside, I get a lot of you're just making shit up, you're not actually non-binary, there are no other genders. A lot of them are, if you're non-binary, why don't you dress non-binary? Like, non-binary people shouldn't, like a lot of people told me, like, oh, you're on Instagram, you have your boobs out all the time, and just because you dress in a tuxedo once or like a suit once or twice in a year doesn't make you non-binary. No, because my identity and expression are different things. And there's also like a lot of the things like you're not actually this, you're just a woman, just like stop doing that. It's mostly around my expression, about my way I dress, about makeup, because they expect you to be androgynous all the time. And there's more people, a lot of them ask me, do I want to do a top surgery or reduct my breasts? I'm like, yeah, not really. I do have a lot of dysphoria around them some certain days, but then on another day I'm just like, yeah, let's go, let's go party with them. And it's also a huge stigma for other people that you can't have dysphoria if you're not trans, and we fall under a trans flag. And it's that a lot of non-binary people got top surgery, and for me, personally, I don't want to do it, but on other days I still get really dysphoria to the point that I don't want to leave the house because I can't hide them, because I can't have a minor because my lungs hurt either way. So it's a lot of those things.
So you would say that you also feel pressure somehow to be in one way or to express yourself in one way because inside, even if you're like non-binary.
Because a lot of people think that just because you're non-binary, you have this role of, or you have to, they expect a certain way you look. So really short hair and no makeup, very masculine-ish, more masculine than feminine, and also to be dressed androgynously and pass all the time as, oh, I don't know what your gender is, what your sex is. And personally, I can't do that because I'm plus size, and it's hard to hide curves and everything. But also, I don't want to do that because my expression doesn't mean anything. So that's why I get misgendered every day, all day. But who's gonna tell an old granny in a store that I'm not a girl? So,
yeah. And what I don't know, can you tell some other conflicts that you have had inside the community?
Yeah, I had this experience where I was out, I was wearing a suit, everything was great, and this person came up to me, and the person was started first nicely asking me who am I, what am I, mostly what am I, and I was like, yeah, Mr. I'm Alex, I'm just me, what do you, I don't understand. And then the person started screaming at me if you're a chick, you should dress like a chick. That's the most kind version of it. But if you're a girl, you should dress like a girl, you look like a man, you're trying this, you're trying that, you're doing the weird stuff, just dress up like you should. And later on, I didn't even know who that is, and later on found out not only that the person knows my birth name, knows my dead name, because they approached my friend and were like, oh, you're hanging out with this person, and used my dead name, but also the person was a girl. And I didn't know that because physically, no way of telling, which is great. I usually like that, but don't come up to me and tell me you're gay, you like girls, and if I'm a girl, I should dress up like a girl. And she's telling me that because she's gay, but she doesn't look like she's completely neutrally dressed and looks like a guy, and that's completely fine. But don't contradict yourself like that. And she attacked me in front of a club. Over nothing. So that was inside the community. We had a lot of those. I tried, there was a gay hetero creation website, and I tried there to take a subject of gender and different sexualities, and it didn't end well because a lot of people were like, oh yeah, I'm just making shit up now. And I was like, no, I feel like this. I just put a name to it. People have felt like this for years and centuries. There were tribes that were expressing people who were two-spirited, who felt both genders, and they celebrated them. So it's not anything new. It's just we put a name to it now, and it's easier for everyone to understand what they feel is normal and common.
Well, it sounds really conflicted that you're gender fluid, so you don't have to have limitations.
Yeah.
And they're putting your limitations even on them. It's decide. Why do you have to decide? One day I'm this, one day it's
yeah, but
everybody's always trying to put limitations. It's crazy. I don't get it.
I'll just say something and I'll answer your question. The thing is, at the time, like I said, at the time, I thought I was gender fluid. I identified as that because of my gender expression, because it's changed day to day. But in the end, I figured out my gender and my gender expression are two different things. And it's a lot because I have a friend who is a trans guy, but he still wears makeup and does cosplays and wears a corset and stuff, and it's fine because your gender identity and gender expression don't have to be the same. Just because you're just a trans guy doesn't, there's all that stigma, oh, you have to be super masculine. No, the person doesn't. Or, can I speak?
I was just wondering why people are asked the questions, what are you, and why you have to choose. No one is asking you in the morning to choose your breakfast.
Yeah.
No one asks you, why don't you choose one particular career and stick to it the whole life?
Exactly.
This is something that really affects you. If you have a bad cashier in your where you live, then you have a problem. And why does anyone concerns what do you dress?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Exactly. Especially when that person came to me, she was like screaming in my face, "What are you? What are you?" I'm just like, "Alex, like, I'm a human. Like, what do you want from me? Like,
Human being.
just like never met a human before. It's stupid." Also, if you have any more, could you have more time?
Yeah, we can do the last question.
No, it would be interesting maybe, because you talk about gender identity versus gender expression. And through your conversation, it seems like for you, gender expression means like if you wear a dress or makeup, that's female. And if you wear a tuxedo, that's male. But you're gender fluid. So is there any way so that the gender expression is also fluid, so that you sort of reclaim like not fitting into those categories? You know?
Two things. Maybe I got it mixed up a bit. I was expressing myself, I was choosing the gender fluid identity for myself, but now I'm choosing non-binary, identify as non-binary, because through the years I figured that my gender expression is not what is, my gender is not fluid, but my expression is fluid. So I'm actually non-binary. As a person, I feel like I'm just in the middle of the spectrum or completely outside of the spectrum, but my expression is very fluid. Any given day I can wear anything like I want, but also I don't think of this as a female or feminine, yes. I think of it as just clothes, because for me it doesn't, because if I wear a suit I still have my chest, I still have my big boobs, because I can't get rid of them even though I want to. So it doesn't, for me, I don't see clothes as feminine or masculine or anything. I just see them as clothes, and depending on how I want to put them on myself is how I feel. I don't say, oh, I may say, oh, today I feel really cute, but that doesn't mean to me that I feel very feminine, because I always feel the same way. I just change my clothing, I change how I look on the outside. I'm like that animal that changes his clothing, like his skin, to fit in the society, but to me it's just like standing out from the society. So it's mostly just like, even though I'm gonna wear a suit, I'm gonna wear makeup. Just because I love makeup. I love having my eyeliner so hard that it can cut a bitch. It's like, I don't see it as anything gendered for me. And I think we should all see it not to be gendered. So I shop on every section of the store, kids, men's, women's, whatever. Because to me, it's all just clothes. And it's there to serve my purpose for me, not to be naked in the street, because that's ugly for me. That's basically it. Okay.
Okay, we're done there?
Okay.
I know, sorry.
Just one question. So you talked about like today still, or not necessarily today, but like in the present, you still feel dysphoria on days, and it makes you feel very upset. And I was wondering, like in terms of your friends and your support network, what do people offer you that or how do you feel most comfortable and most safe that helps to lessen that side of the situation?
I'm not sure, because I can't wear a binder because my lungs are already very bad, plus I'm plus size, even though I can get them really cheap and really good. I do wear my sports bras at work just because of comfort and easier to work, but even if when I wear a sports bra, it doesn't do that much. So I'm still figuring it out, because it's hard for me. I don't tell a lot of people about it. I tell my close friends if we're going out, like tonight, I don't feel okay with this. And it's like, don't mention my boobs today. Like, it's one of those things. But mostly, these days can be rare sometimes, and sometimes can be like almost every second day. So it's kind of, I'm trying to work it out, because I don't have many options. But at the same time, I'm more of a, since I moved to Zagreb, I don't have it that much. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a bigger city and more people are. But when I was in Dubrovnik, I had dysphoria a lot. And I was like, wouldn't want to go to work, but I had to, because I want to have a flat chest sometimes, but I can't because of my size. And even if I flatten it down, my stomach is still there, so it doesn't make any difference. So it's mostly like trying to figure it out and talking to people. beautiful. But it got less through the years. I think when I figured out that, when I got to myself and told myself, clothes is just clothes, it's not gendered. So sometimes I would feel dysphoria because I was wearing something very feminine in my mind, but now I don't see this as feminine, I just see it as clothes. And since then my dysphoria personally has lessened. It's very, very rare. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys, it was wonderful.